this week I've spent a bit of time reading. I haven't picked up a little book or book in a little while. I'm normally a fairly voracious reader, but this week I read 2 books, and both of them very different, very, very different. And the one I want to talk about now, the theme has really interested me for quite a few years, and I think currently the way things are in Ireland, it's becoming more and more prevalent. When I trained as a clinical supervisor, it was one of the areas that my own supervisor helped me look at. And the question at the time from Nicola was, how does my privilege affect the space that I'm trying to create, that sacred space in supervision? The fact that I am a white Irish male of a certain vintage, what does that bring into the room? What disruption does that bring into the room? And am I, as a clinical supervisor, willing to address that to help the person sitting opposite me? And of course then that further expanded on, to questions like my own cultural competence, my understanding of cultural competence. And then when you look around us and what's happening now in Ireland with people who are coming to the country for the first time to live and work and support, what this book now calls the black and global majority people. What is it going to be like for them working with us in social care? So a book came highly recommended to me. It's called The Anti-Racist Social Worker in Practice. It's a British book. I looked locally, we didn't have anything similar. And I think we will over the next few years, no doubt about it, we will. This book is a series of chapters. It's edited by Nimal Jude, Tanya Moore and Glory Thamango. It's a Routledge book, and it's a series of chapters that are written by individuals or a group of people, and the formula is really simple. So they write the chapter, and then there's reflective pieces or reflective questions to help us move forward. So when you've read the chapters, which are based on casework and have loads of examples and all, then there's reflective questions. And if I just give you an example, obviously I'm not going to kind of read the book to you, but one of the chapters is, the first chapter is called Assessing the Needs of Black and Global Majority Children Through an Anti-Racist Lens. It's written by Millie Kerr. And Millie is the anti-racist lead for the Brighton and Hove City Council. And she takes us through a case story where she looks at intersectionality and proposes that question on more than just the colour of my skin. She looks at anti-racist social work, anti-racist recording, and do we assess black children and families through a lens of deficiency, with all of the bias and everything else that goes with that. And then the reflective questions, as an example, just to help us move forward when we've read it, is what does your culture and identity mean to you, and how would you write about this if you were discussing yourself? It's really interesting. Or the second question is, how would you explore and write about a young black person's identity within your assessment through an intersectional lens? And do you feel in assessing the needs of black and global majority children and young people? If yes, what makes you confident? If you don't feel confident, what additional learning and support do you need for yourself and from your organisation to enhance your practice. And in this chapter then there's further reading and addendums and all. And the chapters move on like that. Second chapter is conversations about culture and adult social care. There's a chapter that's based in fostering and adoption. There's a whole chapter written by Shabnam Ahmed and Joe Williams, which I was really interested in co-creating a model for anti-racist supervision. Now, I think in social care in Ireland, we are seeing colleagues standing shoulder to shoulder with us from the world community, from places we may have never visited, from cultures we may not understand, whose life journeys are complex and different to ours. We're also receiving into care children from all of these nations as well. And have we got the skills and the cultural nuances and understandings to be able to help the vulnerable children and adults from all across the world that are now living with us in Ireland? Have we got the sense to really explore our own biases and our own privileges so that we can do that work safely, valuably, with vulnerability and with great care? I think the time is right for us to read a book like this and to really ask the question, how can I just be a better version of myself in order to keep all of those around me safe? Good, think about it. It's a great little book. It's by Routledge. It's 143 pages. That's it there. I know it's deeply embedded in social work, but the framing of it is highly appropriate to what we do in social care work. So leave that one with you. Have a think about that. Talk to you all soon. Bye.